When I first started playing sports, I was about 5 years old. I played flag football and 1 year baseball. When I turned 6, my mom put me into tackle football, where I played for the Bucks, Eagles, Bucks, and Knights twice. Every single team I played running back and middle linebacker and D line as well. Playing at Challenger my 6th grade year, playing in little leagues my whole life really helped out a lot. I made varsity my 6th grade year. I played fullback and D line. There was this moment that always stick out to me. We were in practice, and I was running to tackle the quarterback, and the wide receiver blocked me, and I've never been hit harder in my life ever since then. I was parallel to the ground. I was in the air. It was one of the most humbling moments of my life, and that kind of changed to the person I am today. But I had a fun year my 6th grade year. I learned a lot from all the older guys. They helped me a lot. And then rolling to my 7th grade year, having those guys leave, I kind of took on a bigger role. But I had this little minor setback. I had an injury, so my 7th grade year. I played offensive line, played guard, and then I played D line as well. And at the end of my 7th grade year, I won Defensive Lineman of the Year. My 8th grade year, I came back off the injury, and I felt better than ever. And then I was ready to really lead my team, but it wasn't just me. That whole 8th grade group, we were all leaders. We were all connected as one, all friends. None of us ever had problems with each other, and it was just really nice playing with my friends. It just felt good playing with each other. And then I felt like we had a really good season. Obviously, we didn't win the championship, but we were pretty close. It was just a fun time. 8th grade, me and my friend Braden, he was the quarterback at the time. We both got MVP. Me, my other linebacker Arthur, we had an award biggest hitter. We both got that award. Going into my freshman year, I went to Nature Coast. I was excited to go into high school, but a little nervous. A lot of kids were. I was the first time where I experienced a lot of kids were bigger than me, and so I just really kept quiet for most of the time. Didn't really talk to many people. But freshman year, Coach Johns, he truly believed in me and what I could do, because that summer we worked hard, and he was there and he saw everything. He talked to my mom, begged her. He didn't beg her, but he asked her to put me on varsity. She did, and probably the best choice that she has made, and that he has believed in me, and that we could have made, because I've learned so much from all those guys. We had a lot. My freshman year, those senior class, a lot of talent, and everybody my freshman year, sophomores, juniors, seniors, they all helped me become the player I am. They taught me simple things and little tricks to just be better, I would say. Just they always taught me to fight for everything, because you want to go to college. Everybody wants to go to college. So they were trying to just basically teach me that if you want to go to college, this is what you have to do.
Christian, he's a fun-loving kid. That's one of the first things you notice about him. He's always excited to be out there. He's excited to be in the weight room, and it just leads to the hard work and him becoming that big, powerful running back that he is. He obviously his stats speak for themselves. He's got over 3,200 yards going into his senior year, a whole bunch of touchdowns. So he's established.
After the touchdown my freshman year, had a lot of momentum going into my sophomore year, and felt like that was kind of my breakout year. I rushed for almost 2,000 yards. I had over 2,000 total yards myself, scrimmage yards. It was a big moment for me, because I went to a lot of camps, and I had a coach tell me, "What is a left guard doing at the running back station?" And I always remember that, because that year, I was just always trying to have something to prove to somebody. So it was just a happy moment for myself, and finally felt like I did something good. And my team, I had a blast. We were all just they were just some killers, man. We were always like, I felt like the underdogs. Like we went into our playoff game having a better record than the team that we played, and it was a close game, but I've never seen a team fight harder for a win ever. We made a stop at the half-yard line, and that basically won us the game. And then I had a big night that night. I almost had 300 yards, and it was just, I just missed that team. I love that team, and that was just something special for us. And my junior year, people said that I had a little bit of a fall off, but I still had over 1,000 yards rushing, and it's because I played both ways that year too, and I didn't think I fell off. We had more players on our team really like come together and show out. That's how I felt. And I played both ways. I played defensive end and running back. Also played a little bit of middle linebacker. We had a game though, we had a few games that were just memorable. Played IMG. I had this hurdle. It was so funny because we have a picture where I stop. I'm like Spider-Man in the air the way I hurdle the guy. Like I'm parallel to everybody else's head. And then probably my best game I would say was ZC8. I had 314 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, multiple tackles, and it was just a great night. It was our senior night, and I'm just happy we got the win for that one.
Biggest thing for me when I took over was, he was already kind of being recruited. He had the offer from Army, and I wanted to try to expand upon that. When you really look at the next level, he fits into that fullback role because everybody wants those, the smaller guys are usually faster, so they want that 4, 5 and under speed. And as a big bruising back, it's kind of faded away unless you're some freak of nature like Derrick Henry. But he ended up getting that offer from the Naval Academy this spring, which ended up being huge. He went up there, took a visit, and ended up committing. So that was huge, man. But that also speaks to him as a student. Because the academies, West Point, obviously they're not going to recruit you unless you're a good student also. So he's just a really well-rounded guy, and that's what's great about him.
My personal goals for this year is really just be the best player I can be. I don't want to try to be anyone else or try to do anything I just want to do my job and do what I have to do, and I trust that the rest of my team will. I trust all those guys. We've all put in the work since freshman year. And I just feel like we can do it. Team-wise, I want to win every game. I mean, I know everybody probably says that, but I really want to win every game because I just don't like losing. People say I'm a sore loser. I just don't like to lose. It's not a good feeling to me. And being a leader of this team, it means something because I remember how it was being a freshman and trying to learn from my older group. And I just want to help some of the young players out be the best person that they can be. And I don't want them to try to be anyone else. I just want them to be themselves.
Well, Christian's a guy, man. He has a lot of fun out there, like I said. But he leads by, example of hard work. Every carry he gets, he's going full speed and running through somebody. So, that kind of goes a long way into setting the tempo for practices. I like seeing that out of him, and he does get vocal. He gets fired up, and so he brings it all, man. He's a great leader overall.
Even though football obviously my number one sport, I do 2 other sports as well. I do weightlifting and track. Weightlifting, I actually made states for us weightlifting this season. I placed 9th in states. I was kind of cool because I didn't really think I could do it, but it was just fun experience to do it. It was nice. And then track, I made regionals every year for javelin, which I didn't even know I could do. We just did it for fun. We did it as a joke, and then a bunch of us started realizing that we could actually go pretty far with it. And I also do shot put, which I made regionals this year as well. And I've always done shot put since middle school, but I've just recently I started I placed regionals finally, and I've been getting better at it.
Well, being a multi-sport athlete is essential these days. I don't think you can just, play football in the fall and then, go about your off season all year without doing anything else. You want these kids to have a competitive nature now, so keeping them involved in sports. And it's one of the first things when the freshmen arrived too. I said, look, you guys might be football players, but you better figure out what you're doing in the winter and the spring too. So that's my mindset on it. Like it's essential. It has to be done. If you're not sure, well, guess what? You just joined wrestling if you're a lineman, or you're a kid that wants to wrestle. Or hopefully you play basketball or something too. But there's wrestling, there's weightlifting, and then track and field, which are huge. Because track, you got the speed, and obviously the bigger boys can go out there and throw too. Because now you got the shot, the disc, and the javelin, which is great. And Cromer excels in all three, and he went to regionals for the shot put this year. You see Christian out there, running back, and you got these D1 offensive tackles all out there, 6'5" and above, and he's out there throwing with them. So that was kind of cool to see. And obviously he'll be going to states probably this year for weightlifting and track as a thrower. So he's got a big year ahead, not just with football. And we've already spoke on him, but that just another thing that shows his character, that he can go out there and he's got the mind to be competitive and excel in everything that he does.
Well, academically, I'm a highest honor student. I made the principal list, which basically I'm a straight A student, which I try to be. It's important for me and also my family, because my mom does not play when it comes to grades at all, and education comes first in my home. So I always try to do good, and it just always works out, because it's like football work off the field. Like you put work in the off season, you reciprocate it in the on season, and that's how it is with school and stuff.
Yeah, no, Christian, he's I co-teach, so I bounce around in different classrooms and stuff. So I was in his English class last year, but the teachers love him. He's a quality human being, so that goes a long way in this day and age. Teachers' jobs are hard enough, so when you got a good kid in there that's just gonna do what needs to be done and not question you or not cause problems, that's great. So we love that. But he's got the great academics. He's got his test score, and he's given himself multiple opportunities, and especially this opportunity that he has in committing to the Naval Academy, to play big time football, Division I, travel the country playing some big time rivalry games, and showcase his talents for the next 4 or 5 years, and then after that the whole world is open to him.
Throughout my life, everything I've done, every accomplishment and failure, I have to thank, first off, Jesus, my Lord and Savior. I also like to thank my mom. There every step of the way for me. I've never met a stronger woman in my life. She's really the reason I work hard, because I see her work hard. I like to thank my grandpa, may he rest in peace. Kind of came in like a father figure for me. And then I also like to thank my grandma, because she's like a second mom. And all my uncles who put support for me, all of them. I couldn't have done without them. There was a big special role. And I'd like to thank Coach Johns as well, because if he didn't believe in me, I probably would have been stuck somewhere I probably wouldn't want to be. Probably be like an offensive lineman, what I wouldn't want to do. And I'm thankful for him as well. I have enjoyed everything I've done so far. It's been a great ride, but I'm ready and excited to go on the new chapter of life.